Tell me timeline. Where the stuff has come from the past to current. Back in 901 AD, in Middle Mexico, the Toltecs have established themselves at Tula. Map. On 904 AD, recent emperors in China have been incompetent and the puppets of palace eunuchs. Many in China believe that these emperors have lost the mandate of heaven. On 905 AD, China's emperor loses control over Annam, northern Vietnam. There a village notable, Cuc Thua Du, has led a rebellion. The Chinese garrison at Tongbin, Hanoi, is vanquished. Cuc Thua Du declares Annam autonomous. On 911 AD, the King of France, Charles II, gives Normandy to Vikings in return for the Viking leader, Rollo, a Norwegian, pledging his allegiance to him. The Treaty of St. Clair-sur-Ecte. Rollo and his Vikings, mostly Danes, are to defend his part of the coast of France from attacks by other Vikings. On 912 AD, Rollo and his Vikings become Christian. On 924 AD, Bulgarians overrun the lands of Prince Czaslav Clonomir in what today is Serbia. On 927 AD, Prince Czaslav drives away the Bulgarians and expands his kingdom, uniting what today is Serbia, Montenegro, East Herzegovina, and Bosnia, then called Raska, Duklja, Travania and Bosnia. This is said by Serbians to be the founding of Serbia. Orthodox Christianity is the state religion. On 929 AD, at Cordoba, Spain, Abd-ar-Rahman of the Umayyad dynasty elevates himself from an emir to caliph, putting himself in rivalry with the Abbasid caliph at Baghdad. On 950 AD, women in a Chinese harem invent playing cards. On 960 AD, in China, palace guards surround their commander and demand that he become emperor. The commander agrees, but only if they vow to obey him and not plunder, not harm citizens and not harm the ruling family they are overthrowing. The troops agree. The new emperor is Tezu, who will begin the Song dynasty. On 970 AD, Segovia, on the Iberian Peninsula, is Europe's intellectual center and the world's most populous city. Constantinople is the only other European city in the top 10 of the world's most populous cities. Segovia is a Muslim city. Caliph al-Hakam II has been in power since 961 and is contributing to the building of Cordoba's libraries. Segovia has Europe's best university with a spirit of free inquiry. It has medical schools. Work is being done also in math and astronomy. The city is tolerant toward its Jewish and Christian minority. In China, paper money, invented there around 100 CE, now dominates as the monetary unit. Around this year in China, a ruler's consort who has bound her feet with strips of silk cloth performs a dance that impresses the aristocrat artsy crowd. Other court females adopt the practice. The binding of feet becomes a part of aristocratic culture, for women expected to be playthings and entertainers rather than having the mobility needed for labor among common women. On 975 AD, Europeans begin to use Arabic numerals 1, 2, 3, etc., which are more convenient in arithmetic than Roman numerals. On 980 AD, wealthy landowners in Japan have freed themselves from paying taxes. The government has little in revenues and has stopped supporting a national army. The wealthy landowners have been consolidating their various lands into single administrative units and creating their own armies. The men hired for these armies are to be known as samurai, men who serve, or bushi, warriors. On 982 AD, Eric the Red has been expelled from Iceland. He leads a group in the exploration of Greenland. On 985 AD, Eric the Red has returned to Iceland. With 25 ships filled with people and their belongings, he heads back to Greenland. Many are lost at sea. With 350 persons who arrive in Greenland, he establishes a settlement. On 988 AD, in Kiev, Prince Vladimir I adopts the religion of the Byzantine Empire as the state religion. On 990 AD, between Timbuktu and the Atlantic coast, authoritarian kings have enriched themselves by forcing tradesmen to give them a cut in the gold that has been passing through their territory from mines to their south on their way northward. Their kingdom is called Ghana. Ghana extends its empire by conquering the Berber-dominated town of Otagost to the northwest of Ghana, and Ghana is now at the peak of its power. And on 1000 AD, northern Maya cities begin to be abandoned. The Toltecs have arrived from central Mexico, and at what had been a Maya city, Chichen Itza, they built their own monuments. A few Turks are in Iran, employed as soldiers. Now tribes of Turks start moving into Iran. Muslims looking forward to the future are expanding southward along the Somali coast in eastern Africa. The town of Mogadishu is founded where Muslim merchants are to trade in gold dust from the south. For centuries Christians have been expecting the second coming of Jesus, the Day of Judgment, giving importance to a round figure such as 1000 and assuming that Jesus was born exactly 1000 years earlier. Many believe this is the year that it will happen. The passing of the year leaves believers thanking God for the postponement of Armageddon. Per capita world gross domestic product, according to today's economic historian Angus Madison, is $435, measured in 1990 dollars. This, according to Madison, is down from $444 in the year one. And, according to Madison, income levels in Europe are below those of Asia and North Africa. See you in part 45 of the World Timeline.